Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, Facebook family. Welcome, Facebook family. We show about 6:59. We give everybody a few minutes to come on board. Hope everybody's doing well today. So it's 7 o'clock now. Mother Brenda is on. Thank you for coming on, Mother Brenda. Always good to see you on here. We're going to go back and do something kind of old school. We're going to put the cities in. So if you can put your city in, be great. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Brenda. Feels good to be on too. I've got a lozenge in my mouth right now, making sure. But yeah, I feel good. Feels good to be on, and really excited about what we're going to talk about today. So since we got a few minutes, we're going to just do our regular housekeeping stuff. College Station in the house, Mother Brenda. But our normal housekeeping stuff here is, basically, thank you again for coming on today. And, of course, we do these every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Most of you know me, but those that don't, I'm Curtis Carr, and I've been in leadership for over 30 years and in a training capacity for over 15. I'm the founder of E.L.E.V.A.T.E, Equipping Leaders of Tomorrow. E.L.E.V.A.T.E's an acronym. Expectations, leadership, ethics, vision, attitude, temperaments, effectiveness. And basically what we do is we have leadership trainings. We're considered a consulting agency. We'll do stuff with the individual, not just people looking for leadership training, but if you're a person looking for personal development, we'll work with you. We have maybe you're an existing leader, and maybe you're an existing leader, or you're a new leader wanting to learn more about leadership, and kind of want to take that learning curve and shorten it a little bit, because there's a ton of books out there. There's a ton of people out there, and so basically what we do is try to shorten that curve, try to give you some powerful pointers and things that'll help you be more effective. Maybe you're a business owner looking to increase your sales and increase your market share. We'll do that too. So, it's funny because, they say the more things change, the more things stay the same. And basically what we see when we're dealing with these companies that are, business owners that are trying to do their own thing, we see a lot of the same things. We'll see some opportunities to be more organized. We'll see some opportunities as far as you got one person working their butt off, trying to do everything, very, very reactive, lacking some planning. You'll see that it's just going day to day, not going, month to month or even quarter to quarter. It's just basically just trying to survive, and then that works to a certain degree. So, but yeah, there's a lot of opportunity when we're dealing with businesses and self-employed people. A lot of opportunity when it comes to planning. That's usually the biggest thing, planning. But definitely work with those companies too. People that are trying to start their own business, or maybe they've had their business, but they've kind of plateaued. So, but how do we do it? We start off by getting to know you. We have a questionnaire. Hey, Miss Tamika, how you doing? Hey, Miss Karen, how you doing? It's good to see you guys. But how do we do it? We start off by getting to know you. We do a questionnaire. We do a temperament assessment. And then we start off with a free strategy session, so you can get to trust us and learn what we're all about. But definitely good. Definitely thank you. I'm definitely feeling better, Miss Karen. Definitely feeling better. But we're putting the cities up. Miss Brenda put on there, Mother Brenda put on there, College Station. If you can put your city up, it would be great. Also, before I forget, I wanted to make sure I thank my wife for covering for me last week. She did a phenomenal job. Somebody gave her a message that said he better hurry to come back, because if he don't, he's gonna get his job taken away. So I decided, I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to get back, so that I still have a role in this company. So anyway, Aunt Stephanie, Pflugerville in the house, 50K strong. You're gonna have to tell me what that's about. But yeah, we definitely glad that we're back and back on our little routine here. So we have free strategy sessions. We have a new ebook that's up for sale, and we also do one-on-one coachings. We have definitely 2 levels of one-on-one coachings. We have the 30-day and we have the 3-month. So that the course of 3-month will go more in depth, but it's to lay out the plan for you so that you can succeed in your business. So, but today, what we're going to talk about is, what do you do when you fail miserably? We got Lago Vista, we got College Station, we got Pflugerville. Definitely good to see you guys. And, we want to definitely talk about today, which we were planning on talking about it last week. But what do you do when you fail miserably? And we know that E.L.E.V.A.T.E believes in acronyms. So before we get to that, Facebook, before we get to this subject, I wanted to tell my wife, definitely appreciate her coming in and holding it down. I was laying in the bed, texting, trying to act like I was doing all right, but I wasn't. But it was it was nice to know that she could pick up the torch and keep it running. So, but one of the things we want to talk about today is, what do you do when you fail miserably? What do you do? I guess most of us on this call have been there, and we've done that, and we have a nice little cute acronym that these acronyms are great when you're sitting here talking on the call, but it's not so cute when you're actually failing. I can talk for the next 6 to 8 weeks about failures, and people that know me know I'm telling the truth. Had all types of failures, but the thing that we like to do is use this acronym called SMILE. So what do you do when you fail miserably? You smile. And why is that so important? It's so important because a smile gives great confidence. A smile conveys positive feelings. A smile lets the team know that you got it under control. So you want to transmit that. You always got to be aware of what you're telling your team, because you're always communicating. I've had different supervisors in the past. Some cuss and throw stuff, and you're like, wow, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you convey great feelings to your team. And plus, you got to think of that team that you're smiling. You want to look at them and say, hey, this is what happens. You're going to mess up sometime. So the S is really to shake yourself. I mean, you can really get stuck when you make mistakes. And that's what I've seen with a lot of people, whether it be relationally. John Bigham is watching. Oh, my goodness. John Bigham, appreciate you coming on, John. You're catching me on not so good of a day, but man, John Bigham, I can spend 30 minutes talking about John easily. John, me and him have a long history. I see his family, beautiful family, on Facebook all the time. Really appreciate you coming on. But John has been in leadership for a long time, John has ran stores and what you call we call them what's the word we used to say that's um, challenging areas, but there's another word for it. Basically, stores that are in the hood or stores that we call them complex stores. That's the word I'm trying to think of. And he's been successful. So definitely appreciate John coming on. But um, when we talk about smiling and we talk about the S stands for shake yourself, man. Because I mean, when you fail, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. And especially when everybody's watching you fail. So you know. But once you fail enough, the good news is that I'm pretty used to it now. I'm pretty numb to it. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I think it's a good thing. But when you fail enough in front of people, it kind of loses its sting after a while. So, but yeah, you have to shake yourself. First thing you got to do is shake yourself, because you'll end up, you don't want to freeze. You want to keep things rolling. That's the key. Keep it moving. So you shake yourself, and then you which is the meet your mistakes. You meet your mistakes. Say, okay, what could I have done different? What could I have done different? And you take ownership of it. It's easy. It's easy to want to blame somebody. It's easy to want to, say, hey, so and so, if he wouldn't have did that, then this would have happened or that would have happened. But at the end of the day, you have to meet your mistake. Take ownership of your mistake. Very important, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. I mean, at the end of the day, leadership is going to be about connecting to people. Leadership is going to be about taking ownership. Leadership is going to be about, hey, I'm trying to get to point B, and it's my job to get us there, and it's my job to figure out how to get there. So as we go through the journey, it is very important to meet your mistakes. The I stands for immediately solve for X. So whatever the issue is, you immediately try to solve for X. So an X is the mistake. Is it a system issue? Is it maybe that you're you got too many hats on, and maybe you're just expecting too much of yourself, and that's why the ball dropped, but at the end of the day, a mistake was made, but you got to sit here and ask yourself, how do we solve for this? And so that it won't be a systemic issue, week in and week out. So the L stands for listen to others, which is very, 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 very hard if you're a person that likes to take over. You want to make sure you listen to others and see what they're saying. They see the same thing you see. It'd be great to take their advice and hear what they got to say. Maybe everything they say is not correct, but maybe a portion of it is. So it's definitely important to listen to others, and it's whether it be mentors, books, people, etc. You just want to make sure that you listen. The E is for execute the new plan. So once you listen, you come up with a new plan, and that new plan hopefully will solve the problem. If it doesn't, guess what? You shake yourself again, and you and you try to find a way to make sure that that we can execute a new plan until we find a solution. But I would say most of the time what I've found is that you have people that are trying to carry too much weight. They got too many hats on. They're not delegating enough to their people. There's a trust issue between them and their people, and it's really on their side. It's really on the person who's running things side, that he hasn't laid out expectations, or he hasn't decided, or she hasn't decided to let loose of the reins. So you got all this pressure on you, and you can only carry that weight for so long. So it's very important that you execute a new plan. So as we continue to talk about Elevate, and what we also do is as a consulting company is we will do on the one-on-one coachings. What we'll do is we get to know you. We ask you questions about you. What is it that you want? What is it that you want to transform to? What is it that you want to see yourself become in a year. You know, being honest with yourself. You know, very, very important, very important. So, if you guys are still there, somebody type in a 1 for me. If anybody can type in a 1 for me, because right now I'm looking at a screen and it looks like everything is my wife typing. You guys are still there. I haven't put you guys to sleep, have I? Mother Brenda, I know. Yeah, there you go. I know you. And Miss Karen, Jock, appreciate you on here. Jock is like the James Brown. That brother works extremely hard. We can't even spend time together because both of us are working hard. Beautiful family. Tremendous respect for Jock and what he's done with his family. But definitely, if I missed anything or if anything wasn't clear, I'm going to go over it one more time. Shake yourself, meet your mistakes, immediately solve for X, listen to others, execute a new plan. Thank you, Miss Brenda. Thank you, Miss Brenda. One thing that I wanted to talk about, you know, out of this one, because this is a pretty basic one, even though it's probably one of the harder ones to actually execute, is to hey, Dad, my father's on. And that means my mom is right there too. So say hi to my mom and dad. Appreciate you coming on. If you can post your city, Dad, it'd be great. If you can post your city. One of the things that we wanted to also highlight in what we do is on the quote book. The quote book is not just a book where we just list a bunch of quotes, but we also provide commentary. So our perspective is huge, and it's the way we see things which really give us the ability to achieve. You know, one person will say, you know, look at one thing and see an obstacle or a challenge, and another person will look at it and see an opportunity. You know, and then the person will come back and look and say, man, that person made the most out of the opportunity. Or they'll say, most of the time, they'll say they got lucky. But at the end of the day, it's all about how we see things. And I really believe that that's one of the biggest challenges, is to see things the correct way. You know, I can point out different examples of people have seen businesses that succeed, and they think that it's because they have magic or that everything was set up for them the right way. Alex Hamilton, prayers are with you, Alex. You know, I know I've talked to you on Facebook, but prayers are with you. Appreciate you coming on. But, you know, we talked about different things as far as Alex too. If you can put your city on, I appreciate it. But we've talked about different ways, and I really believe that the key to success in whatever you're doing is to see it the right way. You know, and when I say see it the right way, there's what do you need to see? You know, there's things that you need to see the right way, and one of them is people. You have to see people the right way. And that's what we're focusing on in this first few classes or sessions. We're focusing on how do you look at people. You know, you got people that get burned out on people that get tired of dealing with them, and it's basically because the way they look at them is not the correct way. You know, people are people. Your job is not to make them do anything. Your job is to see them the correct way. And then what you try to do is use your influence to get them on the same page with you. So I know we're looking at 7:19. Another thing we do with that we're able to do with people that start new businesses is to help them with a business plan. something that's very basic, but a lot of times doesn't happen, especially when somebody gets started. They don't really have a business plan. They don't have a SWOT analysis. They don't, they just kind of, I will, but my wife got on me, boy. But I didn't really want to go into detail with that. I'm hoping that, at the end of the day, there's basically a program or a philosophy when you create the business plan that'll help you strategize and help you see what your opportunities are going to be. But at the end of the day, we can help you with that. The other thing we do is especially what we thrive on is definitely taking people that have that lack leadership training and dealing with people and give them the tools they need. Now, it is easy to deal with one person and personal development. That's a walk in the park. It's hard when you're trying to oversee a group of people and reach goals. But I've had people ask the question, well, I don't have a team. I don't have a group. It's just me, And most of the time, it's just about what you're doing with your time. So those are things that we work with you too. I remember they did a study one time, and they asked some of the top sales guys in this company. They wanted to know, what these guys were doing to outperform everybody else at such a high magnitude, such a high level of outperforming. They wanted to know. So what they did is they did a time in motion survey, and basically just followed them around. They just followed around these people that were performing at a high level and said, hey, we're just going to record what they do throughout the day. And what they found out was these people just focused on selling. It wasn't that they were super intelligent. They just figured that hey, my job is to sell, so I'm going to focus on selling. They spent less time doing things that had nothing to do with selling. So in essence, they put the work in and invested the time in selling, and they reaped the rewards. And it was kind of a letdown, because people were expecting, something profound, but it wasn't. It was just about where you put your time in, So when we work with companies, whether they're a single person running a company or somebody that's running a team with multiple employees, a lot of times what you find is that they're just not putting the time in the areas that they say they want to be successful in. So, and it's really that simple. Hate to be the buzzkill, but it's really that simple. You're not putting the time in. What about those out there that are not in the business world? How do you speak to them? Miss Brenda. So, I would like to think, even those that are not in the business world, you have dreams, you have desires. You're not dead yet, So I would like to think that they still have things that they want to overcome and things that they want to achieve. And, and that's why we do the survey question, where we get an idea of what they're looking for, because at the end of the day, if they're not reaching what they want to reach, there's a reason why. There's a reason why. And our job is to find that reason why, and then encourage them to get on board with a plan, and to have that relationship where we communicate with them and talk to them. Because at the end of the day, make no doubt about it. Make no doubt about it. It's the individual that does the majority of the work. We just kind of guide them, But if you're lost, you're lost, and that guidance is priceless. So my wife put on their SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's pretty much basically standard in a business plan. My wife is really good at these, and if you're trying to get your business going, it's definitely something you want to do. Is sign up for that. But we're sitting at 7:23. I wanted to if anybody is out there, if you can type in a 2, so we can do something different. 2. You type in a 2 on there, so that we know you're still alive out there. You guys are still out there. This was a little bit more challenging than I thought, But thank you, Tamika. Thank you, Mother Brenda. It was a little bit more challenging than I thought, because I had a little sickness there, and and trying to get my head all in the game again. It's not as easy as I thought it would be, but
you're doing great.
Thank you. There go my wife. She says, "Yeah, you're doing great." So at the end of the day, thank you. Appreciate it, Jock, Miss Brenda. But at the end of the day, it's so important that we be consistent. And what we're going to do in the coming weeks, we have one called, the next one is called making the most out of conflict, which is powerful. I'm not a guy that really likes conflict. This was always an area of much opportunity. I'm one of those guys that some people call it a fool's choice. I'm the hold it in guy, and then I hold it in, and then I'm like, I let everything out. Instead of that was something that I had to learn to work with, because that's just not an effective way to deal with people. You're going to run people off. People going to think you're crazy because they don't understand that you've held it in. They don't know that. They just know that you just went off. And then that all that work of connect and develop relationships, you just basically flushed it down the drain. So, how to make the most out of conflict is really about being disciplined in your strategy when you're dealing with your people. So you can't let things wait. You feel a certain kind of way. You need to address it with the person. I'm big on the Socratic method as far as just asking questions. We had a situation with one of the businesses where a person was asking for more money, and we're definitely not opposed to giving more money, but we've been very clear on the expectations, and the person wasn't meeting the expectations, and it was kind of like, wow, they're asking for more money. So we sat back and we talked to him. We said, well, tell me how you feel. Do you feel like you deserve more money in light of the fact that there's a couple key things that we asked for that we're not getting? And they came out and said it. Well, no, I guess not. They basically was asking and hopefully that we would just give it to them. And then some people, because they have a soft heart, they just say, hey, let's give it to them. But you start a rewarding system, and you don't get what you're asking for, and you're paying more money, and it affects everybody. So the person didn't get their raise, but we did set up a 90-day review. We're going to come back and look at these in 90 days. And, if you do what we're asking you to do, hey, we have no problem giving you more money. So, but that was a minor conflict, but those are examples of making the most out of conflict. So the next one after making the most out of conflict is your secret weapon for creating winning cultures. The next one after that is, if I was a superhero, ... The next one after that is find a solution every time. How to find a solution every single time. After that is the 3 words that sum up all of history when you're dealing with people. There's 3 words that basically sum up all of each person's history. And once you learn those 3 words, you're going to be hard to stop. Number 10 would be the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So that gets into the relationship aspect again, which will never leave, because that's the key, is the relationships. But there's ways to sabotage relationships, and they're very simple. And there's been all kind of data about it, and it's out there, So very important. Next one is the 5 stages of a new leader. That's what's next. So we'll still go through those each week, and each week I plan to get a little stronger. So definitely, can you share with us how leadership helps you in your personal life? Well, that's a great one. I love that one. I meant leadership training like you do. Can you share with us? Okay. So Miss Karen, I want to make sure I get this right. So basically, you're saying, how can you share with us how leadership helps you in your personal life?
So if you were to give her leadership training, how would that help her in her personal life?
Yeah, well, like we said, we would definitely have the survey, because if you have this question, then there's definitely something that you're desiring, and that's what it comes down to. You know, it comes down to what you're desiring to accomplish, what you're desiring to get done, and there must be some hindrances. There's some things that are keeping you from reaching those goals, and our job is to get you over those hurdles, to get you over those hurdles. So that's how we would do it. Now, help. You know, you said help in my personal life. I took it a different kind of way, but all I can say is that, I mean, this is my whole life has been about this. Just because, you know, in leadership, there's so much opportunity, and you're always looking to develop people. And I've been always in positions where we're looking to develop people. So, you know, I'm all in. You know, I'm all in. You know, but very great question. And we're coming up on 7:30, and I really appreciate you guys bearing with me here. Um, um, and we're still going to make that trip to see you guys, Karen and Ann. But if you have any questions, I encourage you to go to the website, fill out a 15-minute free strategy session. Thank you guys for coming on, and I appreciate it, you guys. You guys have a good one.